Hi Internet, it's me, Speed Painter Guy, and I'm talking about electric camper vans today. So as you know, I lived in two vehicles. For people who've been following me, I lived in two vehicles for a few years, and I like it. I'm a quadruple Sagittarius, Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon. I love being able to just go someplace else. I love living for free, that feeling. It's really cool. Um, So I'm looking for an electric camper van. I don't think they're impossible. I definitely think that the secret is you want a flowering solar panel system. You want it to fold up on top and then fold out. And that's it. So it's really very doable. I don't really see anyone offering any formalized mass production of it, though. Uh, a composting toilet's the best. Yeah, you should definitely have a toilet that eats your poop and turns it into just like a refuse you can just throw away harmlessly. Um, but one of the things I'm talking about is I don't see anyone really doing this like on purpose. I don't see many people deliberately creating all electric camper vans that run on solar, but I think it's a thing that people would be into, especially if it takes care of their toiletries. Yeah. It's not hard to stay clean on the road at all. Some of the myths about cleanliness is that if you don't bathe, you get dirtier and dirtier. Not true. You actually radiate outward. You have oils and sweats, and that does a lot. That actually will clean you for real. There's a ton of productions I did where I was months without bathing and no one could tell. I wear the same shirt because I'm an artist and I get dirty, but also it's made with slaves and I don't like supporting that. I'm totally fine with owning one pair of clothes, and wearing them till they wear out. Not everyone is. I am. um, I'm definitely interested in an all electric camper van though. Like I need it. um, and I just don't see anyone really making them. There's a few people who are trying, but there's one that looked okay, but it doesn't have any ground clearance, which is very odd. You're talking about people going camping and you don't have ground clearance. That is strange. Okay. So it needs to be not as big. A lot of the camper vans are like, I'm traveling with a living room. Nah. You really should have, like, I can stand up inside of it is not a requirement. It's not. Um, Although those Sprinter vans are nice. Here's the problem I have with those big Sprinter vans. They need some type of like ground padding. You need to be able to put legs down so it doesn't blow over. Because not everywhere is windy, but if you're traveling, you'll find places, mountaintops or stuff, where it's windy, right? And probably the most fun ever is like totally legal and safe places to go are like, the roads they use for towers. Those roads are fine. You can go right up it and park on the side, and no one will bother you. And you have a view, and you're connected to the internet. So, yeah, I'm very interested in like a fully electric, self solar recharging van. I think that's awesome. I think it's really cool. Yeah, because in the normal flow of it, you're gonna go to like Walmart or Whole Foods to get your food, and then trash can be a little bit of a problem, but not really. Here's how you deal with trash. You just ask the gas station after you've purchased something. Yeah, so I won't be going to gas stations. I'm not really sure what to do about that. Definitely getting whole produce and using your own containers, I think, would be fine. Um, yeah, you got to think about that. I'm not with mass amounts of packaging. When you have home services, yeah, going to a dump isn't that bad. They usually only charge like $5 for the trip. So, yeah, but no one wants to drive all the way to the dump themselves, except that the dump is usually near a lot of off road areas. I am so interested, though, in a camper van that flowers because it creates shade all the way around, so you don't even need to hit a tree. Usually, especially in the sun, you gotta hit a tree or you're gonna overheat. It's gonna get hot. You're gonna have nowhere else to go. And in the shade, it's 20, 30 degrees cooler. So, but if you have a giant overhang that's collecting energy, now you can park anywhere. It's actually very attractive as a living style. Yeah. Most post offices will give you a P.O. box if you say you're homeless. It's a little humiliating for some people, like going, I am bankrupt. But it's not really, because they just have so many like social hubrises about home ownership. As you know, I believe in the spot auction and holographic money. I'm not really with the debt dollar. Nah, I think you should accumulate your money until you want to put in on some place, and then you have to beat everyone else looking for it. So you want a lot of money. Yeah. I think like spot auctions, since people can only own 10 spot auctions, one of each category, maybe we'll reverse pyramid it where it's like you can have 10 1-year spot auctions, 9 2-year spot auctions, all the way down to 1 10-year spot auction. You could pyramid it. But definitely letting one person buy up all the property is a hellish mistake. They should instead carefully choose their absolute favorites and go in, because that 1 year is like, hey, this won't be over for 2 years. This spot auction won't be over for 4 years. So you should look at the ones you want first and try to build up to own it. And to keep people from playing Monopoly, you have a limit of how many you can personally own. I don't think there's any, I know people have done this. I don't think anyone needs 10 houses. You can have one that you like, and then a rental you use for income or something, which is what holographic money would do. It'd make like, you would own a big property that you would turn into like a many roomed like super hotel, and then offer kind of a cheap stay to just have more passive income. Wouldn't be bad. Currently, like I was talking with my realtor today, she owns 800 properties, right? I forgive her for it, but she definitely is over too many minor things going on at once, and some of the details fall off the side. You know what I mean? Which is just honest how it is. But yeah. I definitely think that I'm going to use other people as my personal income source is a little disappointing. That to me kind of annoyed me. Just as like society, you get circumcised, the money's printed at your debt, and you can labor for it while these other people who already own everything are charging you. It's just kind of like yuck. You know what I mean? I think the spot auction's a lot more fair. Yeah. You can't just buy something on the low immediately. People have time to know it's up. And everybody who's interested, like the ideal with the spot auction is it's only people who are interested in it, like really interested in it, are competing. It's not like this is my 1000th property and I'm going to turn it over for, for cash. That's just so, I guess, I'm not with it. So anyway, yeah, pretty much the problem with camping outside is shit. But it's also not a big problem because, number one, coyotes will eat your poop. Yeah. I found that these animals will dig it up and eat it, right? And I also found that a lot of the toilet paper is like composting. It will disappear within a month. It'll be like nothing ever happened. So to me, that's not a huge deal. Not really. Yeah, it's a little embarrassing to be eating shit, but it's richer than anything else, and it won't run like the other animals. So the animal life is sad. I reflect often on the dinosaurs. If there's not a super intelligent dinosaur species, the reptilians are allegedly like, imagine the dinosaurs didn't get killed with a meteor, and instead either humans killed them, or one race of dinosaurs became spaceship bound and then nuked the planet because they hated Eat World. See, if you pay attention to how nature works, it's not nice. They have to fight for survival, things eat each other. It's spicy, right? And some beings may think that's the point of life. I personally was horrified by it. I thought it was not nice. So I could imagine other super intelligent, like the chaos of Eat World will resolve people to be better, like me. Like, I refuse to do some things I saw, and there's a few things that I have encountered that just personally piss me off because they just are so horrible, right? So, yeah, we were talking about campers. I don't see, and I'm interested in, a fully electric camper van that takes all of its power from solar, and you could do it with a flower method. It folds up onto itself, so while you're moving, it's just a box on top of you, and then when you get to where you're going, you create shade. One of the biggest problems with being in your vehicle is there's no shade. And so if you have the potential to create shade with a freaking solar panel, I'm with it. I actually think that's really efficient. It does a lot. Um, and the normal pattern is you go out for like a week or two. So you go to the grocery store, you get all your food, and then you go out there and you just sit in the sun for a couple weeks. And by the time you want to leave again, you should be at plus 100%. So, not, we can't recharge it, there's not enough solar, not anything else. Now, to do this properly, they do sell these. If you get off-road tires, a lot of off-road tires are airless. They will never deflate. Like on my literally on my Dodge Durango, I didn't put air in those tires for 2 years. I never did. It's just because I don't think I ever had a flat. Yeah. So, yeah. It's not bad. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to look into getting a fully electric vehicle. Maybe I do a fully electric vehicle and then just buy the pod for the top, right? Maybe you get them separate. But I do notice that no one's really making them. There's no, like, financeable version of the fully electric camper van. None that I saw. So, yeah. How quiet is out in nature? Not very. You have to, like, the major noises you get in the city, ambulances and planes, are actually out there. And like, I heard 4 gunshots last night. Someone was shooting last night like 4 times. There's gunshots here every night, and I'm gonna, I'm not scared by that, but I definitely, that's out there in the woods. Out there in the woods, you're gonna have planes, which are just as loud. You're gonna have ambulances. Who knows why? So it's not like you got to get, if you're so far out you don't have internet signal, like no cell signal, then you're starting to get pretty far out there. So anyway, yeah, ideally it's going to be a fully electric solar rechargeable live-in van, and it can generate energy. I would not miss the flowering because of the shade. I actually want that more than like panels you lay on the ground or panels built into the body. I would rather have like this top that opens up and then you collect it while you give yourself a shade, which I think is just so efficient. I think it's really cool. Yeah, should be fun. We'll see what happens. But I did want to vlog about this because I don't see anyone making it. There's no one really making fully electric camper vans that I saw. A few people. I'm fine with financing to $69,000. Once you get to $100,000 financing, I'm like not interested. Like, what's it made out of? It must be nice, because I lived in 2 SUVs with just a mattress in the back, and I slept like a rock. I slept so good. And I kind of like going to the bathroom too, because you just open the door and roll and pee out the side. So easy. I had a mouse that I killed that I felt bad about killing because he was really intelligent. Those creatures are really smart. Humans, like, I don't know what it is. We are kind of barbaric. Like, I don't have any room for let the bug or let the critter live. As nice as I try to be, I don't have it in me. And it might be self-defense. We might just know, because they do. They chew through wires. Oh yeah, I had. They got into my AC because the vent caps were off, and by the time I got rid of the vehicle, the AC was completely not working because it was just too plugged. So, yeah, I am interested in more trashless systems. I wish we could go to grocery shopping with like our permanent Tupperware and like just fill your Tupperware and then do like that'd be nice if you have the weight tear on it, they can reduce it at the scale. Um, because making mountains of packaging every time is like sad and weird, and you have to process it, you have to throw it away, and then it doesn't disappear, it's just out there in a landfill somewhere. So yeah, I'm definitely more interested in like, you know, not packaging for grains. You can just go and get raw in bulk. There's places that do that, like Sprouts. So, and fully solar electric has just, it's gonna be cool. You may not believe it, but you could even do flying versions. um, Steel is not the strongest thing out there. There's plastics as strong as steel. There is carbon can get extremely strong. We still recognize the hardest substance in existence that we know of is like a diamond, which is carbon. So we can, and I found diamond crystals in my art before. Yeah, I was doing art with a willow charcoal stick on a live stream, and I was talking with somebody, and it produced these like color crystals that I could push around. Is that any? Did I discover something? I thought so. So, yeah. To conclude the vlog, I really want a fully solar electric live-in van. Uh, you don't need a composting toilet if you are shitting in the right areas, because like I said, they'll just eat your poop and then your TP will freaking disappear. So, and I've never really had problems with bears or anything, or coyotes. Um, it was funny, I used to feed the rodents these seeds, and the fattest hawk ever was hanging out staring at me. Yeah, he thought it was cool. Fatten up the rodents. That's the first thing they do when they get fed a lot, is they breed, and so you can cause a boom and bust where it's like the party that led to kids, now all of a sudden the food source is gone. That can be sad. That's one of the reasons they don't feed animals, is because they get used to it, and as soon as they have energy they reproduce, and then you have more than the natural food supply was supplying. So it's a little bit like deep wisdom compassion, you know what I mean? um but yeah, I definitely want a solar electric vehicle with a flower on the top. Like, it's not efficient to lay the panels out on the ground, but it is efficient that the panels fold out from the top. But with that, you need the ability to brace for the wind, because that can get crazy. The wind is an absolute nightmare sometimes. Yeah, it's not bad till it's bad. So, yeah, those big Sprinter vans, I wouldn't trust them in the wind. I guarantee it's like this, because they're just like so tall. Yeah, definitely the Sprinter van style is the best if you want to stand up. If you want to live like, if you want to be able to stretch out and feel like you have a house, yeah, get the Sprinter van. But I don't need that. I'd rather have like a little more efficiency. I would take something smaller that needed less power and could go further, you know what I mean? Um, because there's still the options of like standing outside or anything else. I definitely hate tent camping. I hate tents. They're just dumb. If there's no bears, use a hammock. Yeah, with bears, a hammock is just a freaking burrito. It's a human burrito. I haven't seen many bears quickly handle, or any evolutionary creature handle new tech quickly. Usually they can't figure that shit out. If it's like a brand new synthetic material that's like cut proofed, or like knives. Yeah, the human superpower of melded steel. Bone, teeth are not as strong as a knife is. You know what I mean? So, kind of getting off topic. But anyway, yeah. I was shopping for an electric van today. Didn't find any. There's a few people who do like custom builds, but that shit gets to like $100,000. So, I could, like, the financing's appealing. $400 a month. I'm living in a place where I pay, more than that in rent. A lot of people have mentioned if you're renting, you're getting robbed. It's kind of true. They have homes for like way cheaper than that. But anyway, yeah. I don't think if I don't end up getting a house, that's one of the things I told my realtor, is I want to get a house for under 100,000, but here's my specific requirements. It's got to be made out of brick or clay, and it's got to be single room, like no separate bedroom. Kitchen, main room, and all of that is kind of just like one entity, because I like that. I don't like the idea there's a bunch of walls. This is a separate space there. I can do that manually. You don't need it like that. I'm fine with a pillar or two, but like I don't want something with a ton of walls. This is that area, that's that area. I don't know. That's not really for me. I'd rather have one big open space. Studio style is definitely a little small. I'm so glad, number one, I beat my last place. They did not succeed in charging me, and it was a studio, but they weren't cool with studio stuff. Like, the real purpose of a studio is you make stuff in there. You're an artist, or you're a producer, or something like that. And what they mean by studio is small. It's like their marketing version, how to make it not be small. It's a studio. But yeah, the real purpose of a studio is it's functionally used by people who do things. And yeah, they weren't with that. So yeah, they did not end up succeeding. It is true that if you sign a lease, sign it slightly fucked up. Initial it wrong. Put your initials backwards or something. And it's not to screw them over, it's to stop them from, like, this is I didn't really sign it right. Now you're off. See, I don't hold people to the law at all. I don't think it does any good. You're gonna obey my words, they will hate you, but like, yeah, like, I leave a lot of stuff out in the open and nobody fucks with it because I just left it out in the open, like I didn't care. And they respect that. They go, oh, that's nice. It makes it look more like a home rather than a lockdown. You know what I mean? Which people prefer. I noticed that about them. They like that. They do. So, yeah. I'm down with AI watching everything in basic income, especially for kids and old people. And then spot auctions is the nice outfit. But yeah, a 10-year spot auction, you're talking about ownership for 1,000 years. You can build a castle. It'll be there way longer than your life, and it'll be in, like, whoever owns the spot auction, whatever they think of it, what do you want to use that spot for? That's what it's there for. You know what I mean? Yeah, currently, I guess in the US, if you pay it off, you own it. Is there a property tax after that? I don't even know. Even that word property, it's proper that it's mine, I guess. You know what I mean? I definitely like the idea of a mobile camper that can travel from solar charge. Because all it needs really is, like, being in one spot for 5 days is enough. And solar panels work with UV. You can try using a solar panel in the shade. Still works. I've had solar panels turn on from magnets. You put a magnet near it and it registers energy. So, even at night. So, Yeah, I put magnets on my power box, and the very next day, the power company came to read a bunch of shit. I guess it like messed with it. Resonate 369 puts magnets on his power devices, and it immediately changes the charge flow. So it's the energy field itself is powerful. Yeah. There should be free energy. I've called it sus before. They can't seem to find it. You know, we don't think that way, but some people are deeply disturbed by all of us having the freedom to do whatever we want. They find that scary and they prefer you not, which I hate. You know what I mean? So, yeah, in conclusion, I want a fully electric van. I don't have it yet. I could. It's close. A couple people are making things like it, but it's really to order. There's no such thing as this is the standard. Haven't done that yet. I'm not interested in being the guy to create it. I definitely don't have become uber rich through selling something as like what I want to do with myself. I'd rather do art or like lead in activism or something. That's more my style. But yeah, thanks for listening. Uh, I hope if you make vans, you reach out to me. Yeah, if you make electric vans and you specialize in like solar conversions, let me know. I don't want to spend, honestly, I don't want to spend more than 50,000 on it. I'm definitely not interested in 100,000 for it. Um, but I think that you could go a little simpler, like less accommodations and just like a space for a bed, and then the full battery kit, and then let me fill it in later. That'd be better than like wood paneling and totally finished. I don't need the finished version. I'd be fine with a van totally stripped. Like, I find a lot of that insulation and paneling to be kind of useless. Like, you take up space. I didn't need it to be that contained. You know what I mean? Yeah, I definitely did that in my. I loved doing that in my Durango. I had this roof and I tore the roof out and it gave me like 4 inches of extra room. Yeah, I tore the ceiling out and it had 4 inches of extra room. The only kind of bad stuff is that can freeze over. Only sometimes I woke up with water dripping in my face. But it definitely like saved a ton of room and gave me a lot of storage that was just missing. I just couldn't use it for anything with the paneling there. And it's like that a lot of times. Like, I'm asking for a house. My realtor was happy with it. She actually likes the mission. Um, is I want to get a house that has no walls. It's contained, made of brick. I'm okay with the synthetic material. Yeah, I'm okay with the synthetic material. I hate wood. I ain't doing it made out of wood. I think wood is stupid. It is. Building out of wood in Arizona? You're a fool. Yeah, you're a hater. I do think it looks silly. Those Victorian, you have the best clay ever. You have infinite clay and infinite well water, and they shipped trees from somewhere. It makes no sense. Clay is awesome. Bricks, yeah, clay can be a problem for your roof. I don't know if you will, but you could easily replace that with, you know, plastic, a metal sheet, some solar panels. I'd be fine with a sheet metal roof. It's not that bad. You don't want anything that weathers. Paint can be really good. I got a few carbon fiber knives, right? And I spray paint them and they never rust. Perfectly good knife, but because of the layer of paint, they don't have any problems. So yeah, acrylic is a good knife's edge protector because it'll break when you use it and it'll keep it safe. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one.